Hi, hello, and welcome back to F1 Challenge Career Mode. My name is Mephisto, and today we are heading off to Great Britain for round 4 of the 2000 Formula 1 season. Let's get started.
Located just a few kilometers outside of Northampton, the fantastic Silverstone circuit combines two fast straights with an enthralling selection of slow, medium and high-speed turns. Surrounded by the headquarters of the Jordan, Williams, Jaguar, Renault, British American Racing and McLaren teams, this disused airfield in the heart of Formula One's so-called Silicon Valley often plays host to one of the most competitive races of the season.
So, here we are in Britain, ready to start off round 4 of this 2000 season. But before we can do that, we need to go through the qualifying session as always. So let us do just that. Oh, and you might have noticed that I've cut out the standings at the beginning of the video. I did this in order to cut down times a bit. I feel there is really no need to go over them twice in a video, so from now on, I'm only going to include that part at the start of a season when we get a bit more detail about the season. Anyway, let's get cracking with the qualifying. And now, coming around for our first qualifying lap, as you have probably gotten used to it by now, I was quite slow, but we crossed the line with a time of 1 minute 27.689 seconds, placing us in 16th for the moment, and that is higher than we've been so far in the season. But now, coming around for our second qualifying lap towards the end of the session, we've fallen down to 20th, so let us see if we can improve on that. And so, we crossed the line with a time of 1 minute 27.487 seconds, which is not a great improvement, but that will keep us in 20th, making this our best qualifying thus far in the season. See you on the grid.
Hello there. Welcome to Great Britain for round 4 of the 2000 FIA Formula One World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. Hakkinen first. Schumacher second. Coulthard third. Button fourth. Ralph Schumacher fifth. Jacques Villeneuve sixth. Jos Verstappen seventh. Heidfeld eighth. Rubens Barrichello ninth. Fisichella 10th. Irvine was consistently faster than his teammate. He starts 11th. Heinz-Harald Frentzen 12th. Alexander Wurz 13th. Zonta 14th. Sarlo 15th. Diniz 16th. Trulli consistently outpaced his championship rival. He starts 17th. Jean Alesi 18th. De La Rosa 19th. The Jaguar driver 20th. Marc Genet 21st. Mazzacane 22nd.
And here we are now on the grid ready to get this party on the road. And I have to say I feel quite confident today. Hopefully I won't end up having to eat my words. And we're off. With a pretty decent start on my part, which is quite rare. And we are looking to gain a few positions before the hangar straight. We've already passed De La Rosa and Trulli, so we are now up in 18th. Next up we have Mika Salo to deal with, but for now let's take another look at the start. Here's a replay of the start. I pull slightly to the left to prevent Mazzacane from getting ahead, and then I easily slip by De La Rosa and Trulli, and that, in my opinion, is good. We are now riding along with Heidfeld, who is having a look at Villeneuve, and as they enter copse, they make slight contact. Luckily, they didn't spin, because that would have been pretty ugly for everyone behind them. And as I exit the corner to get onto the hangar straight, I go a bit wide, allowing Trulli to overtake me. But let's see if we can get past him again through Stowe. He brakes very early and I just bypass. Up next is Mika Salo, just half a second ahead. He also brakes early, so we will take advantage of that and get past him. Everyone is so slow during the first couple of laps, making it a great opportunity to overtake and gain as many positions as possible. And it is even easier on wide tracks such as Silverstone. And now we are having a look at Pedro Diniz, but I don't feel that I can get through without getting myself into trouble, so I'll just simply stay back and focus on keeping Salo behind. I think it's a better idea to just back off rather than risk retiring early, but that is just my opinion. So, we are now coming around to finish our first lap, and we managed to gain a few positions. In fact, we are already up in P17, which is pretty good at this stage of the race. And Dines passes on to just as we exit Luffield. So let's see if we can follow suit. We are now side by side with Ricardo Zonta, and I almost had that position, but I slowed down a bit too much for turn 1. But Zonta goes wide and I slide right past. And we are now up in P16, which is absolutely amazing. And that looks like Bert's off the track just to our left. He probably lost control of his car. And we are now coming around to finish lap 2. We still have Diniz in front of us, and it looks like we'll have a good run on him. Side by side, but again I slowed down too much and he gets away. No worries though, we still have plenty of time to try and get around him. We are now coming around to finish lap 3 and we cut back up to Pedro Diniz and we managed to overtake him through this slow corner. Next up is the Frost of Sean Lacey. I have to say we are doing quite well at the moment. So we crossed the line to finish lap 3 and to start lap 4. And we managed to overtake a Lacey. That wouldn't have been so easy in real life. Jean Lacey was known to be very difficult to overtake. Later on lap 4 as we approach Abbey, we take a look at Frenson and slide right through. So we are now in P12 with teammate Irvine a tad over 3 seconds ahead. So let's see if we can catch up to him. Coming around to finish lap 5, we catch up to Eddie Irvine who is just 1/10 of a second ahead. And it looks like we might just be able to get around him. Yes, we passed teammate Irvine and we are now up in P11. Next up is Jos Verstappen, who is a little over 4 seconds ahead. And now on lap 6 we are coming up on Verstappen. He has a broken gearbox, so it shouldn't be hard to overtake him. And we get right through. That means that we are now up in P10, which is outstanding. Let's hope that we can at least finish in 10th. This is lap 7 and we are chasing down Rubens Barrichello, who is around 4 seconds ahead. And there seems to be an incident between Hakkinen and Jos Verstappen. Let's have a look. We are now riding with Mika Hakkinen. There is Verstappen just in front. They go for Beckett, then into Chapel, where Hakkinen taps the rear of Jos Verstappen's arrows, breaking his front wing and going for a spin. But as I come around to finish lap 7 and to pit, Eddie Irvine slams into the rear of my car, breaking my rear wing, which is going to cost me a lot of time. That is a very lengthy repair. So let's see if we can figure out who was at fault there. So, here's the replay. I come around Luffield, go quite wide, Eddie Irvine is right behind me, and as I slow down to enter the pit road, Irvine slams into my rear. Well, I guess that was my fault actually, but tell me what you think. Was it my fault or was it Irvine's fault? Anyway, the tires have been changed, the fuel nozzle has just been retrieved, and now we have to wait until the pit crew can change my rear wing, which should take around 40 seconds. That was a very long pit stop. I think that just ruined our entire race. But anyway, let's see what we can do from here. This is now a straight race to the flag, and if I manage to stay out of even more trouble, we might just be able to climb back up the field. A little bit later, as we approach Abbey, I catch up to and pass Marc Genet. Next up, we have Mazzacane in the second Minardi, and again, that shouldn't be much of a problem. As we approach Prairie, we catch up to Mazzacane and will try to pass him through Brooklands, which we do. Although that was a bit of a dive bomb overtake. But I did the same to his teammates, so yeah, whatever. So we are now back up in P18, and we are apparently chasing down Mika Hakkinen, who is around 8 seconds ahead, as there is yet another incident, this time between Ralf Schumacher and Villeneuve. So then, let's have a look. And here is Jacques Villeneuve coming out of the pits. He rejoins the track right next to Schumacher and slams into him. Let's have another look. Now, riding with Ralf Schumacher, there is Jacques Villeneuve. I don't know, it seemed to me that Villeneuve slowed down a bit there, but that is probably just me. Back to our race, it looks like Barrichello has retired due to a gearbox failure. which plays into our hand quite beautifully. And so we are now up in P17 and chasing down Jean Alesi. And there is another incident. This is insane. Let's have another look. So, here is Mazzacane with his teammate Genet in front and Michael Schumacher behind coming up to lap him. They make slight contact and Mazzacane loses control of his car, slams into the barrier, losing a wheel in the process. Anyway, let's see if we can catch Alesi who is around 2 seconds in front. We can actually see him just to the right of the screen, so let's keep pushing. So we catch up to Alesi and we're getting ready to pass him once again. But in the meantime there is another incident. So here are the BARs of Zonta and Villeneuve. Villeneuve goes wide due to his missing rear wing, clips Zonta and sends him into a barrel roll. The BAR team won't be happy about that, I'm pretty sure. We are just where we left off before the incident, still trying to get past Alesi, and that was rather easy. Again, if this was the real Alesi, I wouldn't be able to overtake him so easily. He was a pretty good driver in my opinion. Too bad he was struck with a plethora of bad luck, especially during his time at Ferrari. And now, coming around to finish lap 11, we are up in P13 with the damaged BAR of Villeneuve in front, and I go really wide coming out of Woodcote, go off onto the grass and lose control of the car, slamming into the barriers to the right and then to the left, and that puts us out of the race. So, here is a replay of that. I come around, go very wide, lose the back of the car, slam into the wall, break my wings and my suspension. Then I slam into the barrier on the other side. What a pity. And we were doing so well too. Anyway, here are the finishers and the retirement. Aw man, what a disappointment. Look at my wheel, I am actually holding it straight but the on-screen one is turned slightly to the right.
Well, that's the end of a fantastic British Grand Prix. Here are the final results. Schumacher first. Button second. David Coulthard third. Irvine fourth. Hakkinen fifth. Fisichella sixth. With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. Michael Schumacher moves further ahead in the Drivers' Championship.
So, Michael Schumacher gains 10 more points for a grand total of 33, and he is now 17 points ahead of Mika Hakkinen, who is in second with 16 points. Jenson Button moves up into third with 12 points, teammate Irvine moves up into fourth with 7 points, position which he shares with Nick Heidfeld. In fifth we have Rubens Barrichello and Jos Verstappen with 6 points. David Coulthard scores his first 4 points and shares 6 with Ralf Schumacher. Jacques Villeneuve and Fisichella are in 7th, both with 3 points. Alexander Wirth is in 8th with 2 points, and Mika Salo is in 9th with a single point, whilst we still haven't managed to score anything.
Ferrari increase their lead at the top of the Constructors' Championship. McLaren are second, whilst third place is held by Williams.
Ferrari increased their lead by 10 more points and are now 19 points ahead of McLaren, who are in second with 20 points. Williams are still in third, now with 16 points. Jaguar move up into fourth, which they share with Prost with 7 points each. Arrows remain in fifth with 6 points. Benetton are in sixth with 5 points. BAR are in seventh with 3 points, and Sauber are in 8th with 1 point. So, that was our first retirement of the season, and quite hopefully the last one as well. I could have tried to push on, but there was really no point in doing so. My suspension was damaged, as you could probably see, and that would have made everything very difficult indeed. And I was feeling so confident at the start, we probably could have scored our first points of the season, but it wasn't meant to be. In any case, what's done is done and it can't be undone. Anyway, next week we will be heading off to Spain for round 5 of the season where, hopefully we'll do a little bit better. But let us not forget that was where we had our second retirement in the 99 season. Anyway, until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.